Hi, my name is Donna. I'm originally from Rio, but I live in Nandi. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm John from Kornabuan, Tafua. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks.
Bula, I'm Teopola.
Bula, I'm Makanisi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in Ba.
Bula, my name is Tisa. I love listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, level playing field important, says Economy Minister. Fijian Tourism Expo ends on a high note. And cargo vessel sinks while loading containers.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
Attorney General Ayaan Said Qayyum says the government has aligned its policies and projects in a way that creates a level playing field for all citizens. The Attorney General was part of a panel discussion at the annual Asian Development Bank meeting in Yokohama, Japan. Ritika Pratap reports.
You think India fits into it?
Speaking at the panel discussion during the governor's seminar last night, Attorney General Ayaan Said Qayyum said focusing on the right infrastructure development will help harness the energies of the people.
In Fiji, nearly 70% of the population is about 69.4%, in fact, is below the age of 40. We have more SIM cards in operation than actual people in Fiji. We have about 500,000 smartphones. So there's obviously opportunities in respect of diversifying our economy into the services sector, in the ICT sector.
Syed Qayyum says there is a need to develop economies of scale by having regional projects.
Tourists flying from UK is not necessarily going to fly only to Fiji. They'll want to visit other Pacific Island countries. So we need to have a concerted effort in that respect. The other issue, of course, is trying to mitigate our risks. In Fiji, for example, nearly 70% of our tourism arrivals comes only from Australia and New Zealand. So we have recently started flying to Singapore. So the government is partnering with Fiji Airways in terms of marketing campaign. We recently just signed a code-share agreement with Jet Airways from India to be able to tap into the growing Chinese and Indian markets.
The Minister for Economy says Fiji believes strongly in empowering the younger generation and want them to be part of the decision-making processes.
The idea is for government's responsibility is to create a level playing field in the marketplace for everybody to be able to participate equally in the marketplace. And I think that's very critical.
Syed Qayyum also took the opportunity to highlight on Fiji's presidency for COP23.
What it does, what I want to use that to highlight is that development challenges in countries like Fiji is very much affected by our access to development finance, which we see as equating to accessing finance for climate change. So these are some of the key issues that's in play within the Pacific region.
The discussions centered around how the Asian Development Bank in the past 50 years contributed to the Asia-Pacific region and the way forward. The seminar was attended by more than 500 delegates. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
The two-day Fijian Tourism Expo ended on a high note last night as new relations were forged and existing ones strengthened. Closing the expo at the Marriott Hotel last night, Tourism Minister Fayaz Koya thanked the 160 international buyers for their immense contribution and support. Akasita Tale has more.
Tourism stakeholders are confident that the industry has moved up another level following the successful Fijian Tourism Expo. More than 10,000 appointments were facilitated in the past 48 hours between the buyers and the sellers.
And the small operators also got the opportunity to showcase their products and the regional destinations amongst the bigger industry players, and the exchange of information has provided wealthy insights for their business plans. And a number of the operators enjoyed their first Fijian experience through their pre-FTE for meals and got the opportunity to experience our Fijian hospitality firsthand.
This year's expo was bigger than the previous ones. It also provided an opportunity to our local craftsmen and artisans to showcase their product to overseas buyers.
These crafters come here each year to establish new market links and make direct sales. This year, about 16 crafters have received orders valued at around $12,000 Fijian from companies such as the JAXA Fijian tourism operators such as Wananabu, Muscat Cove, Radisson Blu, Marriott Resort and Castaway Island, and achieved sales of more than $1,200 for the last 2 days.
For the last 4 years, the Fijian Tourism Expo has established and created long-term relationships within the industry for both exhibitors and international buyers alike.
The expo ended with 98 exhibitors from 21 different countries and involved nearly 9,000 back-to-back meetings. Aku Siti Tale, FBC News.
Severe tropical cyclone Donna has now intensified to a Category 4 system. It was located 700 kilometers northwest of Port Vila, or 1,560 kilometers west-northwest of Nandi at midday today. It's moving west-southwest at about 13 kilometers per hour and gradually turning southwards and expected to track towards New Caledonia and southern Vanuatu. TC Donna does not pose any direct threat to Fiji. However, associated strong winds will affect local waters and a strong wind warning remains in force for all Fiji waters. The Fiji Ports Corporation officers have been trying to clear more than 10 containers that fell from a cargo ship this morning at the Suva harbour. The container ship Southern Phoenix sank at the Suva harbour while loading cargo and containers to take to Tarawa Island in Kiribati. Police say as the ship was loading cargo and containers, the load became unbalanced, causing the ship to tilt on one side. Officers at the wharf are also trying to contain oil spillage from the ship. There were no casualties. Retired nurses are also being considered for the Fiji Volunteer Scheme. Under this scheme, Fiji has been sending retired teachers to island countries to help in their education sector. Minister for Employment Chone Usamate says they have received many inquiries on retired nurses. Usamate says they are now looking into this.
We now have a request from the government of Tuvalu for retired nurses, so that is something that we are considering and looking at because we have these retired nurses in Fiji. Some of them might be willing to serve in other countries, then they will be provided that opportunity to do that.
Still to come, rain fails to dampen spirits of festival goers. A new Samsung S8 and S8 Plus hits Fiji markets. Stay with us.
मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मिर्ची है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Bagels. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तापुआ में रहता है, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
With only 32 days into Operation Momi Bay's Fiji Marriott Resort has more development plans in the pipeline. The resort will soon have a 27-hole world-class golf course. Director Sales and Marketing Michelle Scott says 9 holes have been completed, but it is currently overgrown. There is no specific timeline on when the golf course will be completed. However, management is looking into this as it has enough space to cater for 27 holes.
Stage 1 for the golf course is actually the revitalisation of the course and having it up to par. Yeah, absolutely. But of course, when you look at the golf tourism side, it is an important sector of that market, and we need to make sure that we deliver on world-class facilities.
Rainy weather today did not dampen the spirit of festival goers, and many turned up at Syria Park in Nosori for the 2017 Vodafone Tempura Festival. Tokasa Rainima reports stall owners are hoping to rake in as much profit as possible.
The Waterfall Tempura Festival kicked off today. Nosori Town Council Chief Executive Akhtar Ali says the carnival coincides with the Fiji Fect tournament that will be held next weekend.
Despite this type of weather, we can still change our timing for the festival. Normally we prefer this year because at this time because it coincides with the Fiji Fect tournament. So this it starts today, and Fiji Fect is starting on Friday and concluding on Saturday and Sunday. So this year we expect Tempura to go together with Fiji Fect so that we can attract as many people in Nosori this year.
Ali also says they will advocate on the effects of climate change during the week-long carnival.
All our queen contestants and the crowd, and our focus and objective this year is to focus more on climate change because of the importance that we give in terms of Fiji's presidency to the COP23 this year.
According to Ali, the weather that we are currently experiencing should not act as a deterrent to the stall owners and the people of Nosori.
Of course, the weather, but we have to keep our fingers crossed. Just praying that the weather gets fine so that we can have a good turn up of the carnival, make good use of it.
Yeah, our business is down at the moment. We're trying to improve because of the rain, and we want to sell our products,
6 contestants are vying for the Miss Tempura title. The carnival ends next Saturday. Tokas Rainima, FBC News.
It's a sigh of relief for 30 farming households as they will now no longer have to endure the bad road conditions. Fulton Hogan Highways has finished upgrading the Matasama Farm Road along the King's Highway near Kasavu. The families living here were facing a lot of issues, especially during rainy weather. Koravo Supervisor Ulaisi Mbolalalai says the works were carried out following calls made by the people living in the area. The much-awaited and talked about Samsung S8 and Samsung S8 Plus was launched by Vodafone Fiji last night. FBC News caught up with the first customer, Andrik Lal, today, who says he is eager to use the new phone. Anna Ravulo reports.
Andrik Lal says he was keen on buying a Samsung S8 mobile because of its features.
The last phone I had was the S5 one, and the S7 which I saw, I said, okay, I better wait for S8 now, with the technology coming in, and things which I wanted for my work as well, which will make it faster as well. I'm a surveyor, so it makes my work faster.
The head of mobile products, Samsung, says the features on the new phones are one of a kind.
So brand new phone here tonight with our new Infinity display, HDR resolution, Quad HD. All the bezels are gone from the screen. It's all screen, 5.8 inch, 6.2 inch screen, iris scanner, IP68 waterproof, you name it, it's on there. Fast and wireless charging, fantastic.
Vodafone marketing manager Rajneesh Prasad believes more customers will slowly come forward to buy the new products.
For the S8, we'll be retailing at 1,999, and for the S8 Plus, we'll be retailing at 2,199. Both the devices are now available at our Vodafone retail outlets from today.
The new Samsung phones have been upgraded from the previous Samsung Note 7 that was recalled last year. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Samsung Electronics, that recently launched their new Galaxy S8 in Fiji, has become the latest sponsor of the Fiji Women in Business Awards for 2017. The award, now in its 6th consecutive year, is honoring outstanding businesswomen who have demonstrated excellence and leadership in their business or profession and their service to the community. Around 400 people are expected to be part of the awards that will be held on 20th May at the Grand Pacific Hotel in Suva. The theme of this year's event is Pearls of Success. Well, coming up in sports, Paula Nranisinukula ready to shine in Paris. And Suva defeats Nandronga in the second round of Skipper Cup. Find out after the break.
I'm Prafnil from Nekota and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Stanley Girdler and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Rugby, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in Nasilai Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inai Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from La Paz. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on
Making it to the final 14-member team came earlier than expected by Paula Nranisinukula, but he says he's ready to make his mark at the World 7 Series. The Army Sevens player is one of the 4 new inclusions in the final squad that left for Paris yesterday. Melita Vanga reports.
Paula Nranisinukula says his dream to represent Fiji on the international stage has become possible with the support he has.
I'm really honored to be part of the squad, and I'm happy for what I've achieved. And I want to thank the Lord for my family for their continuous support.
Nranisinukula, who featured for the Army team in the Schooner Bowl, traveled with the national team to Singapore but didn't get a spot in the final 13-member squad.
Singapore Sevens was an eye-opener for me, where I promised myself that I will prove myself to get selected in the 7 squad, and I'm really looking forward to give my best.
weekend.
The national coach is confident with Nrani Suluka and the other 3 new inclusions.
Paolo and Josh are good, hard-working, disciplined players. They play the game hard and tough. They're developing in terms of their skill level as well. They've got good fitness levels.
Though Fiji's chances to win the series title has slipped out of hands, this will not stop the players from doing their utmost best in Paris. Melitawanga, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Under-20 rugby team is currently playing Samoa for 3rd place in the Oceania Rugby Under-20 Championship. The Fiji Under-19 cricket team has begun its preparation for the Asian Under-19 qualifier that will be held in Samoa. Fiji will compete against Vanuatu, Papua New Guinea and Samoa, and the winner will advance to the 2018 Under-20 Cricket World Cup. Melitavanga reports.
The national Under-19 training squad that is currently preparing for the qualifier has players from outside of VT level.
I got boys coming in from Laos as well. I got about 8 boys from Laos, which is good, and 2 from the west. So we're getting good sessions. We want to make sure that these boys they enjoy it and they want to come back to it when we start training again another 2 weeks later.
Coach Chotiko says the last trial will be held in 2 weeks, after which the final squad will be determined.
It's going to be tough, it's going to be hard, and we want to get the best 18 young fellas before we go to Samoa. They will be constantly engaged in cricket, but this phase here for the first 2 months, first 2 weeks when we do finish, is about them pushing themselves, being alone, and getting to test the discipline, the self-discipline on training and keeping to the schedules.
18-year-old Tuayambaki is hoping to make the final cut.
A lot of them are new here, and then first time for them to be in the squad, and yeah, only 2 of us are here in the last World Cup, and a lot of them are new here.
Final 18-member squad will be named next month. The Asia Under-19 qualifier will be played on the 15th and the 16th of September. Melitawanga, FBC Sports.
The Suva rugby team defeated Nandronga 21-10 in the 2nd round of the Skipper Cup competition at Buckers Park in Suva this afternoon. The capital side led 14-3 in the first half, and here are the highlights.
A show of the ball, a good pass away into John Stewart, and Inia Tavalos, he went to the ground. Stewart picks it up, Stewart goes over, John Stewart. Usumaki, big drive, and Usumaki very close to the white mark, and they're trying to struggle through the end. They're over. Suva have got the try.
Meanwhile, Netasiri beat Madhuwata 25-13. Nandi defeated Northland 31-26, while Namosi beat Malolo 25-14. The Wellington Hurricanes secured a scrappy 41-22 victory over South Africa Stormers in Wellington last night. All 4 of the Hurricanes' first half tries came from well-placed kicks, with Buden Barrett providing 3 chip passes out to the flanks, where Jane, his brother Jody, and Savia all scored. Fiji-born Waisaka Naholo scored Highlanders' final try to help the side secure their 45-41 victory over the Cheetahs this morning. They looked worried when the Cheetahs ran in 3 quick tries from their own midway. A trough of low pressure lies slow moving just to the northeast of Fiji. Associated cloud and showers are affecting the northern and the eastern parts of the group. Now in the Western Division, it was a cloudy day with occasional showers. Temperatures remained in the early 30s. Similar conditions prevailed in Suva, rainy and cloudy conditions in most places. The temperature stood at 31 degrees. And in the Northern Division, Lambasa was the hottest today, with temperatures scorching to 33 degrees. Savu recorded 32 degrees. At sea, moderate northerly winds, fresh and gusty at times, moderate to rough seas. The next low tide is at 9:49 tonight, with a high tide at 4:08 tomorrow morning. The outlook for tomorrow: occasional showers and few thunderstorms over Vanua Levu, Lao and the Lomaiviti group, the eastern parts and interior of the other larger islands. Elsewhere, cloudy with isolated afternoon or evening showers. As for the outlook for Monday, occasional showers and few thunderstorms over most places are expected. Recapping the main stories: level playing field important, says Economy Minister. Fijian Tourism Expo ends on a high note. And cargo vessel sinks while loading containers. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question: And we're asking, are we doing enough to help people with depression? Visit our FBC website to answer. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. Until next time, good night.
Kaya o te vitarokuta mai kono kula nrasa lutoka doba talenta kana warong na radio Fiji 1.
Bulan arango fina mai korviri nandi auto talenta kana warong na radio Fiji 1 na programa ni mas-masu na mataklailai.
Kaya o chone kurinambila mai bunangoru na makete hinga toka kwe do talenta kini na warong na radio Fiji 1 kini na domoiviti.
Na radio Fiji 1 na domoiviti na vonga ni BNN.